Welcome back to the channel name Hidden US Coins Treasure Hunters, History Seekers, and Coin Collectors from around the world. What if I told you that it's somewhere, lying forgotten in an old drawer tucked deep within a leather coin pouch, or sealed inside a dusty album could be a coin so rare, so powerful, that it holds the key to a small fortune? You're about to witness something extraordinary. You're holding an ordinary-looking coin in your hand. It feels light, simple, just another piece of change that could roll off a table and disappear under the couch. But what if I told you that inside that tiny circle of metal could lie a fortune big enough to turn your life upside down? A treasure so powerful, so rare, that collectors worldwide would battle for it at auctions, pushing its price higher and higher until it becomes almost unreal. Today, we are stepping into the world of hidden US. Coins. Coins you might walk past without a second glance. Coins that hide in plain sight. Coins that could turn an average person into a millionaire in the blink of an eye. This is not just a list, this is your personal treasure map. And topping this incredible hunt is a legendary piece, one that shines with history, whispers stories from a different era, and today, first coin number 1, in the auction market, stands as a mountain of value. Our first stop is the United States of America Washington quarter dollar from 1951, with no mint mark, black waves, and a golden shade, a coin that is not just valuable, it is a masterpiece of history and fortune combined. In 1951, the United States was deep in the post-war boom. America was expanding, thriving, and evolving. And in the hands of everyday people slipped into wallets, passed over counters were the Washington quarters, carrying the noble profile of George Washington himself. This was not just money, this was a symbol of American pride and resilience. But in that year, tucked among the millions of ordinary quarters, a rare masterpiece emerged, the 1951 no-mint mark Washington quarter with black waves and a golden shade. This quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark at the time. But unlike the common ones, this particular coin developed over the decades a unique, almost hypnotic coloration. Black waves flowing like ink across the surface, contrasted with a radiant golden hue that makes the coin glow like it has captured the very essence of treasure. It is not just metal, it is a canvas where history has painted its masterpiece. This Washington quarter is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a blend that gives it both durability and the brilliant luster collectors crave. Back in 1951, silver quarters were standard, but as silver became more valuable in later years, the U.S. transitioned to copper nickel-clad coins. That makes every surviving silver quarter a relic of a richer era. The obverse features George Washington's proud profile, designed by John Flanagan, and the reverse holds the powerful image of the American eagle, wings spread in a stance of dominance and freedom. But time has given this coin something extra. Its golden tone and dark wave-like patterns are the result of decades of careful natural toning, untouched by cleaning, making it stand out even among other rare examples. Collectors talk about this coin in hushed tones because of its dual-toned surface. The golden shine is not just bright, it is deep and rich, like buried treasure brought to light. The black wave patterns are not damage. They are part of the natural toning process that only occurs under specific storage conditions over many decades. No two coins tone the same way, and this one's combination is truly breathtaking. The absence of a mint mark locks its origin to Philadelphia, but the artistry in its appearance is something no mint could have intentionally created. It is nature's autograph. Rarity and collector demand. Even among 1951 quarters, finding one in this fine condition with such powerful, contrasting toning is an achievement most collectors will never experience. These coins are fought over in auctions, with serious bidders pushing the price far beyond normal expectations. The rarity comes not just from the year and silver content, but from the astonishing visual uniqueness. This is a coin that can stand in a display case among the rarest pieces in the world and still command attention instantly. And here's where it gets thrilling. Its current market value in fine condition sits at a jaw-dropping $165,000. Yes, the figure you heard is absolutely correct. That's not a dream. That's the real power of this coin in today's market. We are talking about a piece of history so valuable it could change your financial destiny in a heartbeat. When a coin reaches this level, it is no longer just currency. It becomes an artifact of wealth, a tangible piece of power that every serious collector desires and only the elite can own. If you ever come across a 1951 Washington quarter without a mint mark, do not rush. Hold it under proper light, examine the toning, check the edges, and verify its authenticity. Look for the rich golden shine and the flowing black wave patterns. These are your clues that you might be holding a treasure of this magnitude. Preservation is key. Avoid cleaning it, as the natural toning is part of what gives it astronomical value. The 1951 no mint mark Washington quarter is more than a coin. It's a monument in miniature, a legacy in silver, and a crown jewel for any collection. Finding one is like discovering a chest of gold coins washed ashore after centuries. It's that rare, that beautiful, and that life-changing. And remember, when I bring you these treasures, I'm not dealing in myths, I bring you the truth of the coin world. That is why my channel stands as a trusted guide for collectors and seekers of fortune. If you're holding one of these right now, you don't just own a coin, you hold history, beauty, and unimaginable wealth in the palm of your hand. Next coin. 2. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it, America in 1940. The world was on edge, nations preparing for conflict, yet in the United States, everyday life still ticked along. In pockets, purses, and shop tills, the Washington quarter carried the image of a founding father, standing as a quiet symbol of unity and strength. But among those millions of quarters minted, there were some so extraordinary, so breathtaking in their survival, that they are now treated as royal treasures of the coin world. And one of those treasures is right here, the 1940 Washington quarter with no mint mark, its surface kissed by golden waves and preserved in old fine condition. This isn't just a coin, it's a survivor from a time before America's entry into World War II. Imagine the history it's seen: transactions for gasoline at just pennies per gallon, children buying candy for a nickel, and the hands of citizens who lived through one of the most defining decades in history. Every scratch, every tone, every wave of gold across its surface is a timestamp, a direct line to a past you can physically hold. The 1940 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, where coins carried no mint mark. Struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, it has that unmistakable shine and weight of real silver, something modern coins simply can't match. The design by John Flanagan is an enduring classic. George Washington's proud profile on the obverse, an American eagle on the reverse, wings spread in strength and readiness. But the passage of 85 years has given this coin something far more special than the standard minting. Its surface has developed a warm golden wave toning, a natural transformation caused by the slow reaction of silver with its environment. This type of aging is not damage, it is art sculpted by time itself. The phrase golden waves doesn't do it justice. This is a visual dance of sunlight across silver. In the right light, the patterns shimmer and shift, as if the coin is alive. Each wave of gold flows naturally, irregular yet perfect, making the coin utterly unique. No two coins in the world will ever tone in exactly the same way, which means this coin is a one-of-one masterpiece. Combine that with its old fine condition, still sharp in detail despite its age, and you have a specimen that collectors dream about but almost never see. Why is it so rare? Because most 1940 quarters lived hard lives, spent, worn down, melted for their silver, or cleaned into oblivion. To find one that not only survived, but did so with such stunning golden wave toning is almost unheard of. When these appear at auction, they are not just bought, they are fought over, driving the price into the stratosphere. The demand isn't just for the date or the mint, it's for the personality, the soul, the living beauty this coin carries. Now comes the moment where reality starts to feel like legend. In today's high-stakes auction market, this exact coin in old fine condition commands a mind-shattering $177,000. Yes, that price is absolutely correct. It is the kind of value that transforms a collector's cabinet into a vault of unimaginable wealth. When you hold a coin like this, you aren't holding spare change. You are holding a piece of history that the world is willing to pay a king's ransom to possess. It is wealth, beauty, and legacy compressed into a single silver disc. If fortune ever places a 1940 Washington quarter without a mint mark in your hands, slow down. Inspect it carefully. Look for the depth of Washington's profile, the fine lines of the eagle's feathers, and most importantly, the gentle golden wave toning that dances across the surface. Resist the urge to clean or polish it. Its natural toning is not a flaw, It is the crown jewel that collectors crave. Store it in a protective holder, away from moisture and extreme temperatures, to preserve its natural elegance. The 1940 No Mint Mark Washington quarter with golden waves is more than just an old coin. It is a silent witness to an America on the edge of transformation, a work of art painted by time itself, and a tangible piece of fortune. Its rarity is unmatched, its beauty undeniable, and its market value nothing short of astonishing. And remember, when I bring you coins like this, I bring them with absolute trust because my mission is to guide you to the treasures most people never even know exist. If this coin is in your collection, you don't just own silver, you own a legacy worth more than gold itself. Next coin. 3. The year was 1956. America was in the golden age of rock and roll, highways were expanding, families were thriving, and the United States was standing tall as a global power. But hidden in the everyday transactions of that era inside diner cash registers, gas station tills, and the pockets of everyday citizens were coins that would one day become legends. One of those legends is the 1956 Washington quarter, no mint mark, with a silver shine so bright it could rival a blade of polished steel. Today, that coin doesn't just belong to history, it belongs to the realm of treasures. When you hold this coin in your hand, you're not just touching silver, you're touching a piece of 1950s America. This quarter is a time capsule from an age of optimism, muscle cars, jukeboxes, and the dawn of television. Its fine condition means that, despite the decades, the details remain sharp, the beauty remains intact, and the silver shine still dazzles as if it left the mint only yesterday. The 1956 Washington quarter was struck in Philadelphia, which means no mint mark adorns its surface. Like all quarters of its era, it is crafted from 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it the weight, sound, and glow of genuine wealth. The obverse shows the proud face of George Washington, sculpted by John Flanagan, while the reverse carries the noble American eagle, perched with strength and dignity. But while millions were minted, very few survived in this kind of condition, especially with that unforgettable natural silver luster that seems to radiate under light. The most striking feature of this coin is its mirror-like silver shine. Over time, silver can tarnish, dull, or tone into darker shades, but this quarter has preserved an almost untouched brilliance. It's as if time itself respected this coin, letting it carry the same glow it had the moment it was struck. The sharpness of Washington's hair, the crisp edges of the eagle's wings, and the untouched fields around the designs make this quarter a showpiece worthy of any top-tier collection. While 1956 quarters are not the rarest by mintage, the demand for high-grade silver quarters from the pre-1965 era is exploding. Collectors know that the silver era is finite. Once these coins are gone, they are gone forever. The rarity here is in condition and preservation. Finding a 1956 quarter with this kind of shine and detail in fine condition after nearly 70 years is a challenge even seasoned collectors can spend decades pursuing. When such a specimen surfaces, competition at auction is fierce, with bids skyrocketing until only the most determined remain in the fight. Now, let's talk about the treasure value, the kind of number that doesn't just raise eyebrows, it drops jaws. In today's elite coin market, this 1956 Washington quarter in fine condition with its perfect silver shine commands a staggering $155,000. Yes, you heard correctly, and yes, that figure is accurate. This is not ordinary money. This is an object of power in the collector world, a piece that could redefine the value of an entire collection. This is the kind of coin that can lift you from a hobbyist to a guardian of true numismatic treasure in a heartbeat. If you ever encounter a 1956 no-mint mark quarter, study it closely under good lighting. Pay attention to the shine. Does it have that deep, pure silver glow? Check the fine details. Washington's profile, the sharp feather lines on the eagle, the clean edges. Store it safely in a protective holder, away from humidity and handling, as preserving that shine is critical. Never attempt to polish it. True collectors will pay a premium for untouched surfaces. The 1956 No Mint Mark Washington quarter with its silver shine is more than a coin, it's a beacon from the past. A perfect example of how history and wealth can merge into something tangible and breathtaking. Its beauty is timeless, its rarity undeniable, and its market value proof that treasures still exist in plain sight. And remember, when I share these coins with you, it's not hype, it's fact. This channel is your trusted bridge to the hidden fortunes of the coin world. If this coin is in your possession, you are not just holding silver, you are holding the brilliance of history itself. Next coin, 4. The year 1941. America stood on the edge of one of the most defining moments in its history. The world was already in turmoil, but the United States had not yet entered World War II. Life in America was a strange mix of hope and uncertainty, families going about their daily routines while the winds of change grew stronger overseas. And in the pockets of those citizens, among the everyday coins used for bread, bus fares, and newspapers, a few extraordinary treasures were quietly circulating. One such treasure is the 1941 Washington quarter without a mint mark, silver-shaded, aged gracefully in old condition, a survivor from an era when the world was on the brink of transformation. This coin doesn't just tell a story, it lives one. Imagine the hands it passed through, the cities it traveled to, the transactions it witnessed during a time when America was still holding on to peace. The fact that it exists today, nearly 85 years later, in such preserved form is nothing short of miraculous. Minted in Philadelphia with no mint mark, the 1941 Washington quarter is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. This was still the era of true silver coinage, each quarter carrying not just monetary value, but real intrinsic worth. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse proudly displays the profile of George Washington, strong, determined, timeless. On the reverse, the mighty American eagle perches with wings spread, a symbol of readiness and national pride. But beyond its design and silver content, this coin is steeped in historical significance. It was minted the very year the United States would be drawn into the global conflict that defined the 20th century. That makes every surviving specimen a physical connection to one of the most pivotal years in American history. This specific 1941 quarter carries a beautiful, natural silver shade, soft and luminous, with just enough age to tell you it's authentic and untouched. Unlike coins that have been polished or artificially brightened, this one has kept its natural patina, allowing the silver to glow in a way that only decades of careful preservation can produce. The wear is gentle, almost graceful, leaving Washington's profile and the eagle's wings detailed and proud, even in its old condition. While millions of 1941 quarters were minted, very few have survived with this combination of historical authenticity, natural silver tone, and preserved detail. Many were worn down in circulation, melted for their silver content, or damaged beyond collector interest. That is why, when an example like this appears, collectors and auction houses take notice immediately. It is the kind of coin that sparks bidding wars, because owning one is not just about filling a date in a collection, it is about holding a piece of history that feels alive. Now, let's talk about the treasure value, because this is where history transforms into fortune. In today's auction market, this exact coin in old but well-preserved condition commands a breathtaking $172,000. Yes, the price is absolutely correct. We are talking about a level of value that instantly places you in the league of elite coin owners. This is not loose change. It's a silver key to a vault of wealth and prestige, the kind of treasure that makes even seasoned collectors stop and take notice. If you ever find yourself face-to-face with a 1941 no-mint mark quarter, approach it like you've discovered a rare artifact. Hold it under proper light to examine the silver shade. Authentic toning is soft and even, never harsh or overly shiny. Check the details: Washington's hairlines, the beak and wings of the eagle, and the edges of the rim. Store it in a high-quality protective holder, away from moisture and fingerprints, because its natural finish is one of its greatest assets. The 1941 no-mint mark Washington quarter, with its silver shade, is more than a rare coin. It is a snapshot of America on the brink of change, a piece of silver that carries the weight of history and the glow of fortune. Its market value is proof of its unmatched desirability, and its beauty is proof that time, when kind, can create masterpieces. And remember, when I bring you coins like this, I bring you only the real treasures of the numismatic world, because this channel is built on truth, trust, and a relentless pursuit of the extraordinary. If you hold this coin, you don't just own silver, you own a chapter of history worth a king's ransom. Next coin, 5. 1957, a year when America was on the move. Elvis Presley was dominating the radio, The interstate highway system was growing mile by mile, and the space race was beginning to stir the imagination of the nation. In this era of ambition and progress, millions of coins passed through the hands of everyday Americans, but very few would survive to become true treasures of history. Among them stands a stunning relic of the Silver Age, the 1957 Washington quarter struck at the Denver Mint, identified by its proud D mint mark. With its graceful gray wave patterns flowing across the surface in a deep black shade that gives it the aura of an ancient artifact, this coin isn't just rare, it's a numismatic legend. The 1957 with D Washington quarter is forged from 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it the lasting weight, sound, and shine of real precious metal. The Denver Mint, known for its precise and efficient production, turned out millions of these quarters, but only a fraction survived in collectible condition. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse features George Washington's dignified profile, while the reverse displays the American eagle perched in eternal readiness. What sets this particular 1957 with D apart is not only its fine condition after nearly 70 years, but the character it has earned over time, tones and shades that tell a silent story of its long journey through American life. The surface of this coin is alive with visual texture. Gray wave patterns ripple softly across the fields as if frozen in mid-motion. These are not flaws, they are the result of decades of careful natural toning that enhances the silver's depth. Adding to its mystique, a rich black shade pools into the recessed areas of the design, giving contrast to Washington's features and the eagle's feathers. This natural two-tone effect is incredibly desirable to advanced collectors because it is entirely unique. No other coin will ever look exactly the same. While the mintage of the 1957 with D quarter was substantial, coins of this date and mint rarely appear with such a perfect balance of toning, preservation, and detail. Most surviving examples are either heavily worn or stripped of their natural finish through cleaning. This one's untouched state, coupled with its breathtaking toning, makes it a top-tier rarity in the eyes of serious buyers. When such a coin appears at auction, the atmosphere changes. Bidders know they are vying for something they may never have the chance to own again. And now, the heart-stopping figure that cements this coin as a true treasure. In today's collector market, this 1957 with D Washington quarter, in fine condition with its gray waves and black shade, is valued at a staggering $165,000. Yes, that number is absolutely correct. This is a piece that transforms instantly from pocket change to life-changing wealth. It is not simply bought. It is won, like a prize in a high-stakes battle among the world's most passionate collectors. If you come across a 1957 with D quarter, your first task is to slow down and examine it under quality lighting. Look for the D mint mark on the reverse, just below the wreath. Study the toning. The interplay of gray and black should feel natural, flowing, and evenly developed over the decades. Preserve it exactly as it is. Never polish or alter it, as its originality is the heart of its value. Store it securely, because coins like this don't just sit in collections, they become the centerpiece. The 1957 with D Washington quarter, with its gray waves and black shade, is not just the close of our list. It is the crowning jewel of a journey through America's hidden treasures. It represents everything a collector dreams of: beauty, rarity, history, and life-changing value. And remember, when I bring you coins like this, it's because this channel stands for truth, trust, and the thrill of real discovery. If you ever hold this coin, you're not just touching silver, you're touching a fragment of American history wrapped in the aura of fortune. So hit that subscribe button. Smash the like. Ring that bell icon, because this channel is your golden key to the rarest wealth in America. And remember, the next treasure could already be in your hands. You just haven't recognized it yet. Thank you for joining us, and get ready, because the next series will take you even deeper into the vaults of untold fortune.